I'll call the meeting to order of January 20th, 2022 with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, since Donna gets done writing there, let's have introduction of everyone. Start with you.
Donna Keene, East Fallowfield, North Shenango Township.
Andy Kosar, East Fallowfield Township Supervisor.
Roxy Fucci, Union Township Secretary.
Terry Simonette, East Mead Township Supervisor.
Jill Dunlap, Westmead Township, Secretary for the COG.
Lyle Hoovler, Salisbury Township, Chairman at the present time, but I don't know if that's going to hold up.
I bet you it is.
All right.
Bet you it is, too.
We have reorganization, nomination for nominating committee, and appoint officers for 2022. Jill, I'll turn it over to you.
Basically, myself and Roxy Fucci, who's sitting back there, we kind of discussed everything for the nominating committee. The board members would all stay the same. Lyle Hoovler as chairman, Kevin Cole as vice chairman, Jill Dunlap as secretary, and treasurer Robbie Horvat. He's been doing it. It used to be Lori Swavey. Last year we appointed her, but when she retired, then Rob took over. So we'll still be considered the same municipality, but those would be the board members. So if you want to do a motion.
We'll make a motion on that unless someone would like to be something else. Okay, forever hold your peace.
Fine where I'm at.
Okay.
So you want to make a,
We'll make them, I need a motion for the 2022 board members as submitted by the nominating committee. Okay.
I'll second it.
Second it, that's fine. Any further discussion on that?
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Everyone that agrees with that? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Action, appoint subcommittees, tire and TV event, gas and energy, audit, and nominating committee. I'll turn that over to Jill.
for the subcommittees, a lot of the members stayed the same. They're more than willing to serve again, but I'll just go down through because we did have, especially on the first committee, that's kind of our biggest committee that does a lot of work, is the Tire and Electronic Recycling Committee, because every other year we have tire events. Chairman would be Brenda Schmidt, that would remain the same. Members, Charlie Bauer, and then because Dick Dice retired, Terry Simonette, he's shaking his head. We're looking to approve him this evening, today. The nominating committee, Roxy Fucci is the chairman, and then myself and Jennifer McClymans would remain as members on it. Membership committee would be Lyle Hoovler, and members Kevin Cole and Fritz Snyder. The audit committee, chairman is Renee Hayes, and then members would be Rose Mumaw and Deborah Merritt. And the gas and energy subcommittee, John Leffingwell would remain as chairman, and Bob Ackerman agreed to step up to be a member on that committee, as well as Kevin Keene. So that's the slate of officers, or subcommittee members.
One thing I will state that like the tires and electronic, when we do hold that, if we do hold it this year, we need all the help we can get. It's not a two-person job or three-person job, really. It gets pretty busy there.
Bob
So-
Ackerman agreed to aid and assist or be on that committee if he needed to be
Good,
named or whatever.
good.
For the tire event stuff, Bob Ackerman
Yeah.
from Union Township.
It's,
You don't need me. Just say
We
it.
could use you both.
No, we can
We'll
use
use
you.
you both.
okay.
The more the better.
I need a motion to appoint the subcommittees.
I'll make the motion.
Donna? I'll second it. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Now it's my turn, huh? I need a motion to approve the minutes of October 21st, 2021 that was enclosed. You guys weren't here. I'll make that motion that everything's
And I'll second it.
seconded, okay.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Being Weir's probably the only two that was here, right?
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah, okay. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Treasurer's report.
I can kind of give it real quick.
Okay,
Rob
that's fine.
Horvat was supposed to be here, isn't here. Maybe he'll come shortly, but if not, I just lost it.
You got it?
Yep. Oh, maybe I don't.
Here, right here.
Good. Okay.
Speaking of money, Lyle, I seen your name signed up, not signed up for some couple $1,000
Well, that's life.
down to Pump House.
Really?
We have $5,642.75. That's what's in Mercer County State Bank right now. Usually, we try and keep at least, a balance, and then some of that funds would go towards the COG tire event. So that's why we try to run pretty much volunteer-wise, but at least we do have that much money in the Mercer County State Bank right now. We did just pay a bill today to the Meadville Tribune for our legal notice for our advertising. So we don't anticipate too much more until the next meeting.
This
Okay.
is probably a dumb question, but this is my first meeting, so how do you make money, other than when people join?
That's the only way.
Oh, okay.
But if people join, they pay a one-time fee,
Yeah.
then pretty much everything else is volunteer, except for we may get a grant or a few grants for the tire events. So that's how we offset.
Okay.
That's why if there's no grant funding available, we can't really do the tire event, because it would be kind of cost prohibitive for people to have to pay $5 a tire to get rid of a tire when they can take it to a local place for a few dollars.
Okay.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report as enclosed. Do I hear any?
I can make that motion.
Okay, Donna?
And I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Now, the next one, we can't really do because we don't know.
Yeah, Rob was going to look into opening a new account, because we have to have new signers at Mercer County State Bank, because Lori was on there, and just to update, make sure. So he was looking at new banks, and
And we have to do a reopen the account, right? If we was to stay at Mercer Bank?
yeah, Mercer County State Bank, in order to change signers on the bank, because we called them when he was
Yeah.
here the other day, they said we had to close the account and then reopen a new
Really?
account with new signers.
They
Well,
wouldn't
my
just do
bank
it.
doesn't do that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is crazy.
But whatever, I
But
mean, that's what they
But Rob
got.
was also going to look into it further, so I'm
Okay.
not sure the outcome yet.
Okay.
you know, we could still make a motion that it would be at question mark bank, that we could go ahead and change it. We wouldn't have to wait till our next meeting to do that, couldn't we?
Then we could just ratify it at the next
Yeah.
meeting, just
Well, you
to,
could,
Just a
you could
motion
leave
to
it up to
approve
Rob
changing the
and
bank.
you
Or
to
give
make
him-
that
give him
decision.
the
We could make
discretion.
that motion.
That's
Yeah,
probably better
that's
motion.
probably a better way.
That's a better
Yeah,
motion.
I think so.
Give him at his discretion.
okay.
Yeah. I'll make that motion that we give Mr. Horvat at his discretion to choose the right bank for us. And that'll be,
I'll second it.
okay. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Oppose? The ayes have it. Other business. We are planning for our April meeting that we might get to talk to some people about the solar energy plans going on, that they sort of work with municipalities, am I right? And tell you on how to set your ordinances up and stuff like that.
We're working on an ordinance right now.
Are you?
So it's North Shenango.
Venango and somebody else, Cambridge maybe, already have one in place. Alan Challenger is writing ours now.
Okay.
And he's got kind of a template that he's working off of, and then you can adjust it accordingly.
Yeah, we have one at East Fallowfield, but it's different than most people's because we don't have zoning at East Fallowfield.
We don't either, yeah.
But it was one that he drew up just to help protect, put a little protection in there, but.
Ours
I don't
is
know.
mainly commercial, not private. We're not looking to,
I think that's what everyone, they're not talking about the solar panel on your house.
Yeah.
We're talking about the solar fields that's,
we actually have interest in East Mead for a couple fields, and that's what started this. So hopefully come February, we're gonna vote on our ordinance.
Alan did ours.
Alan, did yours? Yeah, so I'm sure it's gonna be the same, because we don't have zoning either.
Okay.
So he's writing them according to what your township needs are, I guess, so.
I think ours was one of the very first because we had someone wanting to start one, so we got one real quick. There's probably better protections now in the.
Well, last we heard from him is that they can challenge them. We don't really have any, because there's
Right.
well,
no,
that's.
no basis, so
maybe
this
we
might
shouldn't-
help.
Yeah, we
This
can
might
listen
help a
to this
lot.
guy and say.
Yeah, it really might help, see if we do have some protection.
You know what Dan Dickey brought up that I thought was a really good point? We have all these things, the big concern is like the recycling, when they're no longer good anymore, is one of the big concerns. Making the homeowners that are making the money on these solar farms get a year-to-year bond to cover that. Because if the company goes out of business or goes bankrupt, you're stuck with all this stuff. But if the property owner is required to have a yearly bond to cover that, I mean, yes, it's gonna cost them money, but they're making a lot of money anyway. It might be something to cover the township, because that's.
Well, that's another question that could be asked.
For this guy, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
You know.
and that's a good thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that
what I told
really
him. I said,
is.
that's a good thought, because I would have never thought of that, but
That-
making the homeowner or the property owner get a yearly bond to cover those expenses if,
That's a real good thought.
yeah.
That wasn't brought up when we talked to Alan, as far as having that in the
I
ordinance.
don't even know if he's even talked to Alan about this
But
yet. He said
that's-
that about a week or so ago, and I'm like, boy, that's a really good thought.
I'm gonna be calling him because he's working on ours now, like I said, so
And
I think that
yeah.
should be, if it can be added.
Sure. Okay, any other business?
We are having, and it'll be here in this room also next time.
Because we went to, I went to the courthouse. I didn't even know where the Chamber of Commerce building was. She's like, you're at the wrong building, and I'm walking out and he calls.
We will, every year, for any joint purchasing
Yes.
or joint road work for any of the COG members, we have a meeting that is more geared towards secretaries, roadmasters, manager, anybody, supervisors, whoever's in charge of big purchases or any projects. So we'll meet February 11th, that's a Friday morning at 9 a.m. here, right in the same building.
9
And-
a.m.?
Yeah, 9 a.m.
I'm just retired, so.
Oh. And I'm going to send out an email. I'll send an
Okay.
email out to all the COG members. And we do usually an hour meeting, just a discussion of if who's interested in what and what we want to maybe do for the upcoming year.
Okay.
And we'll put together dates and times for whether it be bid openings or whatever needs to be done. So it's good to have, you know, especially the people that are working on those things, whether it be supervisors or roadmasters here, or at least touch base with us. So
Okay.
that's the only thing I had.
The only other thing that sort of sticks in my mind is if we have the tire event this year, I would like to see maybe a sideshow off to that where you could get paper shredded.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, I got tons of stuff that I need to shred.
Burn,
It's
you
a pain-
yourself.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to try to burn stuff yourself.
I
Unless
bring
you-
it up to cleanup day when they burn that pile. You know it gets burnt.
Yeah, but I'm just, you know, I know there's a lot of people that have papers that they want shredded, and
That's a
I
good
think
idea.
if we could do something like that at the same time. I know I talked to Brenda about that one time, and she did say that there is one farmer that he uses shredded papers for his, underneath his bedding, yeah. So it's an idea.
Something to look into.
Yeah,
We've
We got
paid
time.
professional, our township has paid professional companies to shred our old records, even the things that are public documents, just because it was easier. You know, if you have a little bit of payroll and you have a little bit of stuff that has to be shredded by law, and then you have your public records that have just piled up, you know, copies of minutes and all kind of stuff that's not in the minutes book, but we paid to have them shredded. It was so much per pound.
Yeah, there's a few, we've used some people, and there's a few companies around that do it.
Yeah.
But I think, and we've talked about it even at the tire / whatever recycling committee, but I'll make sure it's brought up again, just
Yeah,
so,
just
because it's a good
an
idea.
idea.
Check in the cost and see
Yeah.
what they want, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Anything else? Everyone happy? I'll make a motion that we adjourn. Our next meeting is April 21st, 2022, and I'm going to leave off where it's going to be.
I think we'll say it's here,
Yeah.
or do you want to have it at Vernon? We could, I think a bigger place because of the solar, just in case there's a lot of
Yeah.
people want to come.
Yeah, I
We
think
should
we
do
should.
it at a bigger,
Right, that's not big enough down there.
so if you
So-
want to move it around somewhere else than here,
Wherever, we can,
This is a big place.
yeah. And this
Okay,
is
well.
pretty much center-wise for everyone, so, okay?
So-
I made a motion, I need a second to that motion.
I'll second.
Donna, well, she is in the second.
She's on the ball, always.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all. Stay dry and don't fall on the ice.